Hi, friends. I wanted to chat a little bit today about what you can expect in an in-home session, but specifically this idea around, do you need to clean before I come to your in-home session? And the answer is, if you want, but I got you. It's not that big of a deal. Let me tell you about where this whole concept kind of came from. Recently, I was online, and in a photography group, somebody had asked the other photographers what language they used in their contract to explain that before they came to a house for a newborn session, the house needed to be cleaned and all of the surfaces need to be emptied and they needed to be photo ready. And there were so many responses of photographers sharing the language that they use and how they explain that to clients in their emails and things before the session. And I thought, I would never. I I would never. You just had a baby. You know what you shouldn't be thinking about? Getting your pump off of the end table. You know what else you shouldn't think about? Getting the burp cloths put away. Because they need to be where you're going to be spending your time keeping your baby alive. You're brand new. This is a brand new soul. You're a brand new parent to this child. Like, you got a lot of things to figure out. And a week or two after your baby comes home, one of those things is not how to make sure your house is looking photo ready. I'll handle that when I get there. It's probably my time working in Manhattan. I've taken a lot of photos in very small spaces, and I don't know. For me, it's like not that scary as long as you don't mind that when I get to your house, I might just go a little crazy, but like in what I think is a productively good way. When I come to the house for an in-home session, I'm gonna walk your house anywhere that a lot of times people will say like, oh, the window in our bedroom has great lighting, or we really want some photos in our nursery. And by the way, newborn sessions or in-home sessions are not just for newborns. I do in-home sessions for families too, of course, with branding. But whenever I get to a new space, I'm gonna kind of give myself the tour, walk around. A lot of times that's the perfect time for mom and dad to be brushing their hair, putting real people clothes on for the first time since the baby came home, and getting themselves ready. I'm going to walk the space and figure out exactly where the best photos were going to come from. Sometimes I'm looking for lighting, sometimes I'm looking for seating, sometimes I'm looking for like just the best place in your home that I think are going to give the images that we definitely want to create. And then what I'm going to do, once I've found my window, let's just say, I'm going to scan and say what needs to be moved. And then I'm going to say to you, is it okay if I move your stuff? And you're going to say, yeah, do whatever you want. We don't care. Our concern is keeping the baby happy and not crying because we want photos taken. And I'm going to say, awesome. And I'm going to take a couple minutes and I'm just going to remove all of those things. And usually I'm putting them just out of frame, just around the corner. Listen, usually it's bottles, pacifiers, clothes. Like, yes, every surface of your home is going to have that stuff on it when you first bring home a baby. And that is like A-okay by me because I also had to utilize every surface in my home when I had babies. And when a baby comes home, I love this for all photos, but specifically for newborns, when a baby comes home, there's kind of like a bubble that just settles over the house. And like dates don't have any meaning, time has no construct, there's not really a schedule, right? You're just supposed to meet all of the baby's needs and remember to feed yourself. And that bubble is so sweet and it's fleeting. It's going to pop very soon and you'll just go back to like it being like a very normal part of your life that the baby's there. So the idea with in-home newborn sessions, and I love to call them relaxed in-home newborn sessions for that reason, is I want to capture the spirit of that bubble so that when you look at the photos years from now when your kids are like talking back to you and you're driving them to all of your sporting events, you can look at those photos and be like, oh my God, how precious were those days? So that's the idea. I want to capture your home exactly how it is, but I'm going to remove the stuff that would be distracting in photos. And I'm just going to, a lot of times I can find like a vessel to put it on. If we're in a nursery, sometimes I'm just going to pile it on top of the changing table, just a little out of the way. If we're in your bedroom, I do same idea. I'm just going to move it over to the top of the dresser. That's not going to be in your photos. We're going to get all the photos we need. And then before I go, I'm going to say, let me move this all back for you. And I'm going to move it back for you too. How wonderful. I'm not putting any language in my contract because I do not expect you to do that. I can handle that. You just had a child. The least I can do is just put the things back in your home. And if you've welcomed me into your home for a family session, maybe you don't have any babies, maybe you've got older kids, but we're hanging out in your home, you still welcomed me into your home. Listen, let's just be real for a minute. Every time somebody comes to my house, I quick think to myself, Am I going to apologize for the mess that they may or may not see, but that I know is here? Or am I going to pretend like this is acceptable because you've just caught us how we live and that's just how it goes now? I'm running through the checklist right away. Have I put toilet paper in the bathroom? Oh my God, I haven't mopped the floor. They're going to notice. And that's just like people just stopping by to hang out. I'm thinking that every single time. You should not be worrying about any of that when it comes to your photos. First of all, by the way, a lot of those little detaily things like your floor being mopped and all of that stuff, it's wonderful. It makes your house smell good and you can't see it in pictures. So just don't worry about that. I have gone into people's houses. We have photographed in front of their bookcases and I've said, I'm just going to zhuzh your bookcase real quick if that's okay. And then I'll put everything back. I might like remove your photos and things like that, move some books around just so, you have your 2BR books in a certain order. I'm going to maintain that order, but get them out of the way so that the colors aren't distracting in the photos. Anyways, that's something that I do on my end. To me, it's just like, it's a wonderful way for me to thank you for letting me in your home. What a private, personal space. You're letting me come spend time. You're letting me photograph you, which like can feel very awkward and uncomfortable in the first place. And sometimes I'm gonna move some furniture. We're not talking armoires, but armoire. I've been known in a nursery to pull a nursing chair against a window to get better photos, and then pull it right back. It's relaxed for a reason. It's like not that. To me, it doesn't feel like that big of a thing. But always, never hesitate to ask. Shoot me a text, send me an email before your session, and just say, "Yo, Kayla, what have we gotten ourselves into?" I just want you to worry about taking care of your baby, being relaxed because it's not that serious. When you're relaxed, it's going to show in the photos, and just taking a moment to really appreciate that you're in this place in your life that's worthy of photographing. You're in this bubble, you're having this moment, and you're going to get to you're going to have those pictures that we've captured forever, and that's amazing. That's like what it's about. It's not about the bottles on the bedside table. Leave them. I will handle it all.